Welcome our audience to Powerful Women Awards produced by Teen Comedia, currently aired on Vietnamese and American TV channels. Winston Churchill, former UK Prime Minister, said, "To exist, you only need to serve yourself, but to truly live, you should do things as a service to others." That is actually the core value of dedicated community activists. Today, in Mai Thu Huyền Powerful Woman Award talk show, we would like to introduce you all a powerful Vietnamese woman living in the UK with her amazing life experience and with great values added to the lives of people around her. I would honorably like to introduce our businesswoman, Miss Phạm Thị Thanh Nhung. Phạm Thị Thanh Nhung was born and grown up in a beautiful coastal city of Da Nang. Graduated Bachelor of Arts in English Interpreting and Translation at Da Nang University. 2002, Nhung founded youth-driven environmental initiative Green Ocean, mobilizing young people to join hands in protecting the environment in Da Nang City. The initiative was warmly welcomed by our international community as a fresh inspiration, fostering ideal living values for young people globally. 2004, from Green Ocean Initiative, she received an Innovative Award from United Nations Vietnam from a United Nations competition calling on international initiatives, mobilizing young people to join hands, accelerating the achievement of Sustainable Development Goals. Starting her journey of traveling the world to 22 countries on global voyages of peace boats as a distinguished guest speaker. She inspired thousands of young people globally, sharing her living values as a global citizen, daring to lead, believing in themselves, embracing global citizenship values. 2006, Thanh Nhung was the only female young leader being nominated to represent Vietnam at United Nations Global Youth Leadership Summit, took place at United Nations General Assembly headquarters in New York. This is the historic venue where Nhung was officially nominated as United Nations Young Ambassador for 8 Millennium Development Goals, passed by 198 country leaders in 2005 at United Nations headquarters. 2007, Nhung received a full British Embassy scholarship in the United Kingdom for her Master of Arts in Development Studies at Leeds University. With specialist expertise in community service and sustainable development, Nhung used to hold positions such as policy strategist and consultant at United Nations, UNICEF, World Health Organization, UNESCO. 2007, Nhung was one of the only 2 candidates of the Middle and Highlands of Vietnam prestigiously awarded with Chevening Full Scholarship, attending one of the 3 university offers at one of the world and UK's top university in development, which she always has a big passion for, University of Cambridge, Leeds University and University of East Anglia. Nhung chose Leeds University in the end for her Master of Arts. After 15 years of settling in the UK, she owned Bella Spa, a 5-star day spa in Manchester, which is now transferred to Nhung's sisters and family for management after settling in England. With Nhung's passion in community work and values-driven project, Nhung has been involved in the following projects: Founder, CEO, International Young Talent Award, Vietnamese Kids Talent Award, Training and Coaching Academy for Young Ambassadors, Young Leaders, Young Entrepreneurs and Global Citizenship, Vietnamese Kids Talent, and Vietnam Global. Tâm Việt Family supports Vietnamese family living and working in the UK to settle their lives in the UK. Nhung always has her heart for her motherland country with projects such as building up a book library, providing personal development scholarships for young people to educate them with values, skills, mindsets, helping young people to become open-minded global citizens with essential resilience, personal confidence, and leadership skills needed for their happy and successful life in a global context. Nhung has been a strategic advisor and dedicated supporter of Breast Cancer Network Vietnam over the last years. Once again, congratulations Nhung on your successful event nominating top 50 most inspiring young ambassadors took place in Asiana Plaza, Saigon on the 29th October 2022.
Nhung is very glad and proud as the nomination award event was a very meaningful event hosted and contributed by parents and children of Vietnamese Kids Talent Award itself, joining hands together to create an educational and networking platform for all the children involved.
When Mai Thu Huyền witnessed Nhung's glorious shining moments at the event, in the joyous presence of many excited and proud children and parents gathered at the award gala, I cannot help admiring and expressing my big thank you to you on behalf of all the parents, as you have selflessly created such a fun and meaningful learning platform for all the children to shine their confidence, maximizing young people's hidden potential. Then what inspires you to be the CEO, founder of Vietnamese Kids Talent Coaching and Training Academy?
Nhung is a mother of a 10-year-old son. When my son was at the age of forming his values and morality and personality, I was so keen to look for a place where his values and skills such as public speaking, sharing, and kindness values can be nurtured and developed. I've been looking everywhere but not yet found a right place for this purpose. As a daring leader, if I cannot find something that I need, I tend to be a creator, the founder of it. After one night of thinking thoroughly on this idea, I asked some parents who may share their interest in this initiative with me. I received positive responses from 15 parents who were willing to join me on my project. The next day, I designed a poster about a public speaking contest with the topic number 1 focusing on sharing positivity, healthy living, sharing love with meaningful meaning, living values, and gratitude. Once the topic number 1 was warmly received, following by many video entries from a lot of young people around UK and Vietnam, I was so excited and thought to myself, should I just stop at this one topic? Let's do another meaningful topic for public speaking and debate. This is when topic 2, Young People Joining Hands for Mother Earth and Climate Change, was launched. At the time when young participants in our competition finished their topic number 2, United Nations Conference on Climate Change was taking place in Glasgow, Scotland. I tried my best to reach Vietnamese government delegation who arrived in UK for that historic event. I finally managed to write to the organizer at the United Nations Climate Change Conference event and was invited to a meeting with Vietnam Prime Minister and the top representatives of Vietnamese delegation to UK. We met the delegation prior to UN Climate Change Summit to give them in person all 20 videos of our young, inspiring public speakers who shared their own thoughts on the project on the subject, joining hands with the world tackling the climate crisis. From this journey, we received lots of support from parents to extend the competition to be open to all children in the UK and Vietnam, and we had up to 300 young contestants after 30 days of calling on the participation of young people on this global contest.
I can see that from the story, Nhung received lots of outstanding awards and recognition. Especially Nhung was nominated as United Nations Young Ambassador, spokesperson on Millennium Development Goals. Can you please share what was the first event that connects your fate to your global journey of traveling the world?
I remember very clearly it was 2022. I was asked to show Canadian teachers who visited my university around to see some beautiful sightseeing and landscape in Da Nang City. I remember when I was a tiny girl driving my Canadian teachers on the back of my motorbike. We went everywhere on my bike. She really likes me and always asks me to go with her everywhere. She has been everywhere she has been, so I can practice my English while helping her here and there in my hometown. The three of us went to the beach for a day trip. There was so much rubbish, we talked to each other, why don't we just clean up the beach before we can sit down and enjoy the beautiful scene? Each of us had a carrier bag and started cleaning up the beach. Some people were amazed at what we're doing and we asked them to join us, and we ended up cleaning a long strip of beach with a pile of rubbish ready for recycling. At the end of our beach cleanup, we said, why don't we keep this as a weekly event? The two Canadian teachers called on all their students to join us as our next beach and city cleanup. Nhung called on the participation of all my family members to join me at the city and beach cleanup campaign. All my family members joined me on my beach cleaning up campaign, including my parents, sisters, nieces, and friends. I shared this idea at different universities in Da Nang, at Economic University, colleges, and received a lot of empathy and support from our fellow students. A few hundred people joined us on streets and posters, slogans calling on everyone to protect our environment, walking on main streets cleaning up trash, and raise community awareness of waste issues in Da Nang. To make the idea of beach and city cleanup go even bigger, I wrote it into a project proposal with the support of our Canadian friend or teacher. We submitted the project to the United Nations in Vietnam and have been awarded with some funding to carry out the project for the duration of 2 years. The proposal listed as one of the top most creative ideas to mobilize youth and leadership and participation joining hands in achieving sustainable development goals in climate change. Yes, I was still attending my second-year student at Da Nang University at that time.
How did you start your journey of traveling to the UK?
I organized a few national events to mobilize youth leadership and participation in my environmental protection project. I invited a few international specialists to join the event. After an international guest at my conference listened to what I shared about what we did, he connects me with other like-minded people who shared our goals. A United Nations senior advisor attended our event, and she said, I would like to recommend Nhung to attend the Global Youth Leadership Summit. In order for her to be qualified to sponsoring to be at the event, Nhung would be requested to go to Hanoi and attend an interview, pass from their test, and my eligibility to be nominated and sponsored to my trip to United Nations General Assembly headquarters in New York. I was prestigiously nominated as the only female young leader selected to represent Vietnam at the Global Youth Leadership Summit. Prior to the 198 world leaders arriving in New York to discuss their commitment, their policies and declarations to address Millennium Development Goals, including the pressing concern of global climate crisis.
That is so wonderful about your journey of traveling the world. I remember that you have another significant timeline in your achievements, that you arrived in the United Kingdom for your prestigious master's degree. It must have been the connection of your global travel journey to the 22 countries, right? What was the stepping stone to your achievement of the full Chevening scholarship from British Embassy?
After I was nominated United Nations Young Ambassador on Millennium Development Goals, I received quite a few offers to attend international events and conferences abroad. Two of the most memorable trips were my visits to UNESCO in Paris and regional UNICEF headquarters in Thailand, and 2 global voyages on the Peace Boat to inspire 2,500 global young people on board and sustainable development subjects which inspired young people in Vietnam and globally. I was recommended to work on a project in Nam Định urban development projects improving the local livelihoods of the Nam Định residents. The top senior advisor at my project told me, if you continue to follow this career path, you can easily replace my post in the next 5 to 10 years. But if you like to do so, you need to go abroad and learn to gain an open-minded and multidimensional outlook about life, mindset, your experience with the global world. And he recommends me a list of scholarships such as Fulbright US and Chevening in UK to start researching their criteria, eligibility, and prepare for my journey studying abroad. I find Chevening scholarship funded by British Embassy not most suitable for my career choice, as UK is known one of the top places for everyone to pursue their international development studies. During the day, Nhung works as the community specialist in my office. At that time, I cycled to poor hamlets with community residents sitting on their bamboo mats with flickering dim lights bulb luring working on their local livelihood improvement project's proposal into 9 or 10 p.m. Cycling home after my visit to deprived hamlets of poor residents, I started my English self-study journey preparing for my IELTS for the scholarship application. I worked very hard preparing for my English requirements for the scholarship submission. Even though I've graduated from Da Nang University, I still have to retrain my English to be up to the level required for the scholarship to be awarded.
That is, event 2 years of learning English is also a perseverance, right?
After graduation, we only use speaking and writing skills in our workplace mainly, but to have a high scores to be considered for a scholarship, we need to show excellent proficiency in all components of speaking, listening, writing, and reading, aiming for 7.0 IELTS test. The day I received 3 letters of offer for 3 full scholarships for my MA studies in New York, I burst into tears and happiness with joy beyond my belief.
Once you have the utmost determination, you will achieve everything in your life. I am sure your story today will inspire lots of young people nowadays. How can you develop such a talent for public speaking and debate that helps you win your nomination for United Nations Young Ambassador Award and your prestigious Chevening Scholarship? Can you share some tips and what you should prepare on how you do it?
You should have your passion when you do something with passion. It'll shine through and you'll be outstanding amongst the crowd. Second, you should always grow a habit of reading every day. When you have the knowledge, the intelligence from the knowledge you gain through reading, your subject of reading will be very diverse and multidimensional. Then your talking topic will be more richer and deeper. Look yourself in the mirror every day and practice your public speaking in English as if it's your first language. Thinking English and speak spontaneously from the first language. Don't translate from Vietnamese to English when you do public speaking and debate in English. In order to think in English, you should always listen to a variety of subjects in English every day, so that the best word phrases and speeches of the global inspiring public speakers will gradually become your phrases, your way of speech. These best phrases from successful, inspiring speakers will penetrate into your brain. You build vocabularies and phrases, and they'll eventually become yours one day. You can only become the inspiration and the positive energy for people around you if your life, your mindset truly showcases those inspiration and those vibes with the people around you.
You mentioned that one of your most memorable trips abroad was a trip on Peace Boat Global Voyage in your role as a guest speaker. Can you share some of your memories?
I remember when I was on the Peace Boat Global Voyage, I was such a simple girl who doesn't even know how to put on makeup for myself. I did not even know how to put on lipsticks. I was simply just like how a well-mannered student dressed in your uniform. On the Peace Boat, I was surrounded by all the fancy, handsome boys and beautiful girls. After 3 days of my workshop on the Peace Boat, they're also inspired with my talk and they've become committed social activists themselves. The burning feeling of them wanting to make an impact on their communities when they get home was very encouraging for me as a guest speaker, creating an impact on the people as a catalyst for social change. Getting off the global voyage of the Peace Boat, those young people I met on the boat has been inspired and transformed into passionate social activists, despite they were very indifferent with all the concerning issues of the world to begin with at the start of the trip. I felt so honored that it was my speech and my energy with my inspiration that helped transform their way of thinking to care more for the pressing issues that the world is facing.
Who is the person that has the most effect on your life?
That person is Mr. Gary Glazier. He's a Canadian senior consultant at my urban development project. He was the one who supported me and be there for me in our street cleanup campaign with 300 people. He helped to provide us with the initial funding for our project to reach out at a larger scale and make a bigger impact for our environmental awareness raising.
There's one boy who's very important in your life, right? I heard your boy is very bright and a great inspiring public speaker. And he is also a teaching assistant for his mom's English and life skills classes. Can you share a bit about him?
My son has my shyness gene. Once I noticed how shy he was, I told myself this is my mini version when I was his age. For this reason, I was determined to create a learning platform, an enabling environment, a buddy group with like-minded peers so he can overcome his own fear, maximizing the hidden potential in him. Once I accomplished it, my son's father also realized how proud we were to help him overcome a big challenge working on his confidence. He finally impressed me coming third on an international public speaking and debate contest. He's recognized as one of the top students at his school for his excellent maths, English, and public speaking confidence. I admired my son more because his starting point was at a very low start. Because I was so busy with my startup businesses, I had to send him back to his grandmother to help look after him. That is why when he arrived in the UK, his English level was 0 to start reception in Manchester, but only after a few years he reached at one of the highest academic performing students in his school. I'm grateful that he's willing to join all the platforms I created for him and followed my steps and guidance in helping him to grow his confidence.
Recently, we see the collaboration between Nhung and Miss Annie Thương Phan in setting up your Human Development Training and Coaching Academy, Vietnamese Kids Talent and Vietnet Global. Can you please share with us about this idea?
I was lucky to have enough support and blessing to launch our training academy to provide coaching and training for young people and their families in our effort of creating the next generations of daring and enduring young ambassadors, young leaders, young entrepreneurs, and global citizens, so I can transfer all my knowledge, skills, experience as a global citizen, global travelers over the last 22 years to inspire our young generations and help advise their parents on this roadmap to their happiness and success traveling the world. The Training Academy is to coach young people on gaining values, skills, mindset, so they can be confident to fly high and travel the world without costing their parents too much money. That's my utmost passion for my career direction.
I would like to wish Nhung all the best for your great journey ahead, so that all your beautiful plans inspiring young generation will come true, transforming lives of Vietnamese young people to enter into this world as responsible, daring, and enduring global citizens, with values reaching their height globally. Mai Thu Huyền is thankful for all of your support in our program. We look forward to seeing you again in our next episode.